What's up, everybody? I wanted to share with you guys just a handy, quick little trick that I have learned to do in my bead rolling endeavors on my Nova. I'm currently working on building a center console for the car. You can see that I've got a quarter-inch wire frame made for it. There's going to be a video coming up in the future. I'm going to share with you the entire build process of that thing. What I am trying to do right now, and before I say that, I want to say quick thanks to Chris Price, who got me the coolest Nova shirt I have ever seen. Chris, thank you for this. He works in the office with me. Chris, you're a dick. Anyways, so I've got this piece of metal here that is fixing to form the side of my console right here. And I want to do some bead rolling in my console, so you can see that I have very carefully marked out where I'm going to bead roll on this piece of metal. It's basically just going to trace this line right here. Just disregard that the outside edge of this thing looks as awful as it does. The reason that I'm leaving this thing with like an extra inch of material hanging off on this outside edge, the reason for that is because when I bead roll this metal, I am going to shrink it and draw everything in. So if I were to cut that metal to the absolute perfect size to fit the outline of that right there and then bead roll it, it would shrink down and it wouldn't fit. So I've got to bead roll it first and then cut it to the size that I need. Here's the handy trick that I wanted to share with you, although that's kind of a handy trick by itself as well. So I've got this drawn out on this side, but the thing is I actually need to pre-stretch the metal in order to make sure that I can bead roll it and then it won't just deform like crazy. So I've got myself a Woodward Fab English wheel, and I've got to actually English wheel the material on one side, just kind of stretch it into a curve like that so that I can then bend it in the opposite direction on the other side and it won't warp into a tin can. That means I've got to have that line right there perfectly on the opposite side, and it's got to be in the exact same perfect location. The best way that I have found to do this, where you can transfer one image from one side to the other, is to draw off canvas. And I'll share with you what I mean by that. If we have a look at my workpiece here, you can notice that I've drawn additional lines that continue over to the very edges. Edge, edge, edge. Everywhere you look, I have drawn to the edge. If you were to then have a look at the very edge of the metal, do you see that little mark right there? Let's see if I can point to that for you. You see that mark right there. There we go. You'll notice that it corresponds with the line on that side, and it corresponds with the line on that side. And you can see one there, and they're all the way around this thing. So basically what I've done is I have drawn off canvas. My lines extend to the edge, and then from that edge, I use them to then draw the exact same thing on the opposite side. That way I know for sure that what I have there perfectly matches what I have there. That way I can run my English wheel and pre-stretch it in the right spot, flip it over, and then bead roll it in the right spot. So just a quick trick that I have learned to do that I hope maybe will be helpful to you guys. Keep an eye out here in the near future. After probably, I would guess, 50 more hours of fabrication on this thing, I will have the center console done, and I'll be able to share a video with you guys about the process of making that. It's going to be pretty cool. I have built an aluminum fascia mount for the radio that's going to have a backup camera and USB charging ports, so should be pretty awesome. Check out for that in the near future. You guys have a good one.